Okay, guys, since it started, Shy Shypocalypse uh, is going down. The Supreme Court then shut down the lower court and now open it up for Trump. Now LA is going to be hit. Shypocalypse is started, guys. From the Navy Federal Base, Navy base there in Chicago, Great Lakes. They finna execute all over the country. It's gonna be crazy, guys. Turn up, turn up. Get ready. It's not about legal immigrants. It's not about citizens. It's about the criminal element that's in the United States that we have to get out the country. And this administration is not joking. Tom Homan, the border czar, is sincere. He said he's going to hit the cities and he's going to strategize and make it happen. And he's going to break it down. He's out the legal aliens, the criminals, the cartels, all of these institutions that's been running rampant in America for the last 6 years, 7 years. He's coming, hitting them hard. You know, it's got irate, and now he's speaking the truth. If you're a citizen, you got nothing to worry about. If you're a legal citizen, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you have a green card, you ain't got nothing to majorly worry about. If you're doing the right thing, there's levels. Immigration. We all know immigration. There was all this media and all this other sensationalism, but reality is now the Supreme Court temporarily handed down to President Trump. Now it's going to be hit. Border czar is speaking up right now. Let's listen to what he got to say. Without further ado, here comes the border czar, Tom Homan, and you're going to see what's going to happen in the all across the nation. But we're talking about Chicago right now, L.A., Boston. You see what they happen in Boston. I'm gonna do something on that soon. Well, let's hear what Tom Homan had to say.
To President Trump's post, he wrote, quote, "The President of the United States is threatening to go to war within an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He's a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator," unquote. Is President Trump planning to go to war in Chicago?
Look, I think it's worth being taken out of context. If I said we're going to war with the criminal cartels. We're going to war with illegal aliens, public safety threats that rape children, that raped citizens, that committed armed robberies, that distribute narcotics that kill Americans. We're at war with the criminal cartels. And
see, right there, he has defined like 5 or 6 people in the individual groups: criminal cartels, the criminal element, the illegal aliens, the criminal illegal aliens. That's 4. The cartels itself that's pumping from outside the country and within the country. That's 5. He's talking about rapists. 6. He's describing people that attack citizens. The crime, the ones that reckless don't care. These are the ones he's demonstrating. He's not talking about migrants, immigrants that's doing the right thing. He's not talking about citizens. This different components, media, different politicians are sending this message. This is what the border czar said his team, his people under him is going to be focused on. So now you heard bullet point by bullet point who they're going to focus on. So now we can get away from all these narratives that's been painted out there. So let's continue to see what he got to say.
Governor Pritzker protects criminal, illegal alien, public safety threats every day in that state, along with Mayor Johnson. We proved that. The first week of the administration, I went to Chicago. I started an operation there. The first day, we arrested 9 sexual predators, most of them child rapists. We arrested 9 members of TDA. Several of those TDA members had a pistol, an illegal pistol with a switch on it, which makes that pistol fully automatic. We arrested 2 illegal aliens that a homicide conviction. That was the first day in Chicago. So, President Trump and this administration, we're at war with the criminal cartels and those who want to murder and rape the American citizens. You're damn right.
So maybe it should say criminal aliens in Chicago are about to find out why it's called the Department of War, not Chicago itself. But let me ask you, we keep hearing the president's going to send National Guard troops into Chicago. It has not yet happened. Help clear this up for me. Is the president talking about sending National Guard troops and other federal troops into Chicago to handle deportations or to handle violent criminals, or both, like you just referred to, violent criminals who are in this country illegally? What is the operation going to look like? Will it happen this week?
Look, National Guard are always on the table. We use them in Los Angeles, and we use them in Washington, D.C. They're a force multiplier. Now, do they arrest illegal aliens? No. They're ICE officers, Border Patrol agents who have Title VIII authority arrest illegal criminal aliens. But the National Guard does provide protection for us. It does provide us infrastructure, provides us transportation, provides us additional processing capability that allows the ones who immigration authority, the badge and guns on the street, to continue arresting the bad guy. So yeah, they're a force multiplier, and they're on the table. I mean, they've been used by every administration since I've been working for the government. Starting in 1984, every administration's used the Guard or the military on the border, and they've been very beneficial. Look at the crime change in Washington, D.C. Look what they're able to do in Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles when that all started. We were serving criminal warrants on money fraud, tax evasion, money laundering, and cartel funding. We're serving criminal search warrants, and all hell broke loose because the left said we're doing immigration raids and just arresting people that look different from us. And for 2 days, ICE agents were under extreme threat. We're being attacked. The facilities were being attacked. Thank God President Trump called the National Guard in to bring peace. So National Guard is beneficial.
So should we expect action in Chicago this week?
Absolutely. You can expect action in most sanctuary cities across the country. President Trump's prioritized sanctuary cities because sanctuary cities knowingly release illegal alien public safety threats to the streets every day. That's where the problem is. We don't have that problem in Florida, where every sheriff and chief works for us, right? Or Texas. So we got to send additional resources to the problem areas, which are sanctuary cities.
Governor Pritzker says Illinois has not received any notification about any enforcement action from the White House. Will you be coordinating with them about an operation of this size in Chicago?
Governor Pritzker's been notified from day one. Again, I went there and started an operation right after the inauguration. ICE agents have been flooding the zone in Chicago for a while now. So he's aware of what's going on. I mean, he knows we've been there. We were there last week. We were there the week before. Now, again, we're going to send additional resources to all sanctuary cities. But this isn't new to him. He knows we've been there, and he's failed to work with us.
Right there. That's Chicago, man. It's a mess. The mayor, governor. Let's talk about National Guard. They want the National Guard there, but when they had the DNC there, the Democratic National Convention, they brought the governor brought the National Guard in there, and the mayor okayed it. So Lori Lightfoot okayed it. I believe she was the mayor at the time, but the governor authorized that to happen. The National Guard when the DNC was when rioters was outside and protesting, not rioters but protesters. They brought in the National Guard. See, emergency. See, he say one thing, talk out the same out the side of his mouth. Say against one thing, but do it when it benefits their purpose, and that's not fair. This is for the American people. This is for the citizens of Chicago. This is all the support. This is all the shift, this dynamic, this narrative of there's nothing wrong with Chicago, but we're seeing killings, murders, left and right in Chicago. Shootings, astronomically reported of shootings in the city of Chicago. So come on, we know there's a need. But let's continue on listening what's going on. What is your opinion? Leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like down below. Thank you. I'll read and read back to you.
Mayor Johnson has failed to work with us. Again, to this day, a significant public safety threat gets locked into a jail in Illinois, in Chicago, Cook County Jail, one of the most target-rich environments for criminal illegal aliens. And we drop your detainer and say, hey, this guy's illegally in the United States. You have custody of him. When you're done with him, call us and we'll come and get him. Let us deal with our enforcing our law. And they simply ignore it and release him to the streets. And what happens then, when you release a public safety threat back into the public, it makes the community unsafe. It makes it unsafe for our agents, have to go into the community and try to find somebody. Now in his turf, we has access to who knows what weapons. It makes it unsafe for the illegal alien because anything can happen on a street arrest. Give us the public safety threat in the safety and security of a county jail. Makes it safer for everybody. But they refuse to do that.
How many National Guard troops will be sent into Chicago this week, if that's what's happening this week?
That's law enforcement sensitive information. I'm not going to tell you that. The short answer is yes. We're going to do more worksite enforcement operations because number one, it's a crime to enter this country illegally. Number two, it's a crime to knowingly hire an illegal alien, and these companies that hire illegal aliens, they undercut.
Okay, guys. Do you think it's right to be hiring illegal aliens when they're not hiring Americans? When look at our unemployment rate is high. What's your opinion? He's touching base on this. It's like they could look with a straight face and say there's not a problem. There's no, and don't even talk about it. Listen to this reporter. He's not even talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, and then he's trying to get inside information so he could pass it or have it on there media where you can hear. And that's why Tom Holmes smirks at that question because he knows it's not to benefit the citizens of Chicago. It's to benefit his constituents, the political aspect of it. And he asks me these questions, and it doesn't phase. It doesn't. His face expression, his nonverbal communication says it all. Let's continue on. You know, they're not working with citizens, so of course they're going to be raiding factories and places that got hundreds of people that they know they're going to have many uh, undocumented workers, uh, illegal aliens, all levels working there. People with visas that's expired. Um, that's going to be seen. All of how do we know? We got precedents all over the country. They've been busting corporations with hundreds of employees that are not documented, that are not supposed to be working here in America. So that's your record right there. So of course, quite naturally, if these companies are going to be allowed to hire people from outside contractors, this is the game you run. They can't see through that. It's clear that that season is over. The season's over. You gotta go.
The competition is paying U.S. citizen salaries. Look, no one hires an illegal alien on the goodness of their heart. They hire them because they work them harder, pay them less, and undercut the competition that hires U.S. citizen employees. They drive wages down. And I know this for a fact from my own personal experience of having a roof replaced. I had to call 5 different companies before I had a company that guaranteed me a legal workforce. I talked to one company, just a father and son, who laid off 20 citizen employees because they couldn't afford, they couldn't win a bid because the competition were bidding a lot less for a job because they're paying their employees a lot less to work because they're illegally in the United States. The part of the reason we have the most secure border in history of the nation today is because of, the great work of President Trump and his leadership, the men and women of the Border Patrol who are doing a great job, but it's also shown the whole world that there are consequences. What ICE is doing every day on these operations and this worksite enforcement operation also helps us give a secure border because those who are thinking about coming to the United States illegally knows that this administration is applying consequences. That's a part of the reason we have the most secure border. So yes, you're going to see a lot more worksite enforcement operations.
Republican Sen-
See, that's here you heard it out the border, out of the mouth where the borders are. So another thing, I'm in Washington State. I know, and I was in Texas. I know there's a lot of businesses like buildings that are supposed to be done, but they hire these workers that's not qualified. They're just doing the job fast. And when you have leaks in roofs, you have unleveled places in the building foundation. There's look at what's happening in all these new complexes. They look good on the side, but when you go inside and inspect them, it's like they throw them up around. With these people just want to work, and they probably know a little bit about carpentry, they might roofing, but when they're putting pipes in, there's leaks in pipes. It's crazy all over the map. So when you start looking at all these details, you see what happens when you're not hiring qualified workers. We're a first world nation. You're taking the nation down by hiring all of these unqualified employees because they work longer hours for less pay, and you're not worried about medical, nothing. They get hurt, they just disappear. Stuff like that behavior. I know that I talked to people that's been in them situations. I know people that was working on constructions, railroads, bridges, and stuff that they said that what they had to deal with out of their mouths. And I'm like, wow, man, that's not right. That's not right for the legal alien. That's not right for an undocumented worker. That's not right for the DACA student to be used and abused like that. I'm not agreeing with none of this. Do everything the right way and it'll come out right. But I've been in many buildings where there's a problem. There's What is your opinion about this? I just had to make that statement. The border czar is right on point. We got to get this, nip this in the bud. What is your opinion? Leave a comment like down below.
Senator Rand Paul is criticizing a U.S. Navy strike this week on a boat that the Trump administration says was trafficking drugs for the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, who you mentioned earlier. 11 people were killed during the strike. They were on the boat. In exchange with the vice president on Twitter, Senator Paul warned that warned the U.S. against glorifying, quote, killing someone without a trial, unquote. What gives the president the authority to conduct a strike like this? And what happens if a mistake is made and you know, people in that boat were not that boat, but a future boat, were not drug dealers?
Well, look, you know, what gives the authority? That's a question for the Department of Justice or DOD or, you know, certainly Department the Defense, Department of Defense. But what I can tell you from 40 years of doing this job, President Trump made the right decision when he classified these cartels and these gangs as terrorist organizations. They've killed more Americans with their poison than every terrorist organization in the world have killed Americans. They've killed more Americans than any war. So yes, it's the right thing to designate them terrorists, and it's the right thing to stop the poison from coming to this country. So, you know, I support the President Trump's on his action. Who knows how many lives were saved from that poison getting to the United States? We had to order a quarter million Americans under the Biden administration died from fentanyl coming across the open border. President Trump's trying to save lives. A secure border does that. And I'm glad to see us playing the away game. We play the home game too much. Let's stop it before it even gets to our border. And that's going to save thousands of American lives. So I support the decision of President Trump. And that's my personal opinion.
Okay, guys, we're here. What do you think? I think there was a perfect statement at the end. All the people that's died of fentanyl and drugs, we don't make this fentanyl. This comes from out of the country. We don't got all the products to make it in the country. So this is another country is bringing in this product and it's killing Americans. Look all over American cities. Come on, you got to see it. We're tired of that. We can't even walk no more in the city. There's always been drug addicts in every society, people that abuse drugs, but not at this ratio that we have here. This is a war. This is an attack, and we got to deal with this straight on. And I think the border's always right. I don't believe in just killing a person, but I think what he's saying is to deal with it from the beginning, nip it in the bud, and we can't make excuses for this war that's going on. Wish you guys the best. Hope you leave a message down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, leave a notification, turn your notification. Without that further, we go to the next one, and we'll see what's happening, what's going further, what's going on in Chicago and Boston. I'm going to talk about Boston now. Let's find out what's happening in Boston with 200 cartels members being arrested.